stuff. So these are the Canty Power Rankings brought to you by SoFi. Get your money right. Before we get to the rankings, no Michelle Smallman. She's out gallivanting in parts of the Midwest unknown. He is the Ocho, Evan Cohen.
Number 8.
And the Blazer on today. And I am the resident Super Bowl champ. And today, the Canty Power Rankings are the main characters I want to headline the NFL draft. So every year, draft time, we have star players that we're focused on, and we want to track the arc from draft day to where they land, to what happens and what we make of their careers. Last year, it was Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado guys. You see these themes develop throughout the course of the early goings of the offseason, from the combine to the pro days, the pre-draft visits, and then ultimately what happens in late April. And so I'm putting my spin on who I want the main characters in the 2026 NFL draft to be. And spoiler alert, it's not all players coming out of the college ranks.
Ooh, I like it.
Here we go. Pat,
Number
if you will,
5.
Ty Simpson, quarterback from Alabama. Is Simpson the next green room guy? You know, the quarterback that gets invited to the draft on night one and doesn't hear his name called. We saw it with Will Levis in 2023, Drew Lock in 2019, Geno Smith in 2013, Brady Quinn in 2007, and Aaron Rodgers in 2005. You get the point. According to our very own Scouts Inc., based on analytics, Ty Simpson has a 73% chance of being more than 20 NFL teams had in 2025. There'll be a quarterback-needy team that potentially talks themselves into reaching for the number 2 quarterback on the board. But as a true one-year starter, he stands alongside Mitch Trubisky, Dwayne Haskins, Trey Lance, and Anthony Richardson, none of whom have met expectations based on their draft positions. Not the company you want to be keeping. Ty Simpson, number 5 on my main characters for the 2026 NFL draft.
Very juicy one. I need to know from you, though, when is it officially green room guy? If he slips past what pick in your mind does he become green room guy?
I think for Ty Simpson in particular, because he's a fringe first-round pick, he has to slide all the way out of the first round.
Okay, so if he's picked 31, forget who has the picks at this point, because teams are going to trade up, obviously, to potentially get him. At 31, not a green room guy.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, we're on the air in Pittsburgh, where we're going to be next week on Friday, and we're sitting there, and, hey, number 5 of the storylines, the main characters, is still alive.
Yeah.
He's the green room guy.
Well, here, think about it this way. 2018, we saw 5 quarterbacks go in the first round, right? And the guy that has the most first-team All-Pros is Lamar Jackson. He went 32 overall. We don't think about Lamar Jackson as green room guy, even though he was at the draft. We don't think about him that way at all. Why? Because people were saying that Lamar Jackson should switch from quarterback to wide receiver. So people thought it was a stretch for Lamar Jackson to be a first-round pick at quarterback anyway. That's why he lasted until the last pick of the first round. Had Lamar slipped into the second round, he would have been green room guy.
I don't think it's a good point. I don't think there's any question Ty Simpson's the most interesting player in the draft right now.
I think he's the most polarizing player in the draft.
Yeah.
No question about it. Next.
Number 4.
Jerry Jones. Come on down, Jerry. The self-proclaimed Ishter, Jerry is armed with 2 first-round picks for the 5th time in his tenure as owner of the Dallas Cowboys. In each of the previous 4 drafts, Dallas has selected multiple Pro Bowl players. Needless to say, how the Cowboys work next week's draft will be fascinating. When Dallas traded Micah Parsons, Jones came out and said that we should judge the Cowboys by what they do with the return. They traded for defensive tackle Quinnen Williams from the Jets midseason. Now it's on the decision makers to continue to make good on what was a toxic contract negotiation that undermined the entire 2025 season. Also, don't rule out a potential George Pickens trade. I'm just saying. Jerry Jones checking in number 4 on my main characters for the 2026 NFL draft.
That's a great point. When was the last time we brought up George Pickens? It's been a while.
It's been real quiet on that front.
And Jerry Jones hates it being real quiet. That's a good one. I'm adding that to the Schefter list. Good one.
George Pickens in a Baltimore Ravens uniform. I'm just saying they got to do whatever it takes to sell Lamar. George Pickens would go a long ways to doing that. Next,
number 3,
Myles Crosby. Vegas has shown that they're open to dealing the All-Pro and current face of the franchise. After the failed attempt to move Max to the Ravens at the beginning of the new league year, the draft is the next inflection point in the offseason, and it's safe to presume that the issues around the failed physical are closer to being a non-issue than they were 6 weeks ago. While Vegas would be hard-pressed to get the kind of haul that Baltimore agreed to, Crosby is still a blue-chip player at a premium position in his 20s. Couple that with the fact that this is a soft draft when it comes to top-end talent, I can see a world where Crosby becomes the top target on the board for a contending team.
I love that you brought him into this. I think they absolutely should still trade him. I know obviously the first one fell through. Does it matter at all? We talked about this with Green Bay last year trading out of the first round. Does it matter at all the fact that all of the hype around the Raiders with the number one pick and kind of the buzz around them, would they want to take away from that by trading him?
I don't. Here's the thing. I think you clear the decks for that by trading him before you make the pick.
So then the night can be celebrated. Because remember, everybody was like, I know it's obviously in Pittsburgh, but like this, you don't want to ruin the celebration. Oh, it's Green Bay, don't trade out of the first round. They get Matthew Golden because you want to have that celebration. Would it ruin it? So I think you're right.
No,
if you trade beforehand,
I don't think it ruins the night if you trade Max Crosby before
then you celebrate
the Raiders are actually on the clock.
Got it. I like that.
We just put a shot clock on the Raiders trading Max Crosby.
Love it.
By the way.
And they should. They should do that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Next.
Number 2.
Howie Roseman, general manager for the Philadelphia Eagles. Roseman has traded up in 4 of the last 5 drafts. He moved up 1 pick and selected Jahad Campbell in 2025, traded up 10 picks to take Cooper DeJean in 2024, moved up 1 pick to take Jalen Carter in 2023, also jumped up 2 spots to take Jordan Davis in 2022 and Devontae Smith in 2021. Lest we not forget that the trade father made the bold move on draft night in 2022 to deal for A.J. Brown from the Titans. That deal would lay the foundation for 2 Super Bowl runs and 1 title over the past 4 seasons. With controversy swirling around the franchise, it's entirely plausible that Roseman tees up contingencies on draft night and what will be a make-or-break season for the head coach and the star quarterback in Philly. Howie Roseman checking in at number 2.
Love it. And he already started the process. Made a trade last week. Dontavian Wicks from the Green Bay Packers immediately gives him a contract extension, or bump in the contract for the year.
Yeah.
Right? $12.5 million.
Yeah, went out and got Hollywood Brown too, right?
Hollywood Brown, yeah. I mean, already got the 2 wide receivers. You know that if somebody... Couldn't you see them, and I'm not saying it's a position of need or not, but like, couldn't you see them if Bain slips, if Downs slips? Just in general, forget the positional stuff.
If they get their hands on Caleb Downs.
Ruben Bain Jr., if he slips.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, couldn't you see them making that kind of move?
Oh, my gosh.
Just saying. And, you know, A.J. Brown stuff, Max Crosby, there are things on the table for the Eagles. I like Howie Roseman at 2 in main character draft, or main character power rankings for the draft.
But there can only be one number 1.
Number 1.
Myles Garrett.
Let's go.
We do this every year, but this offseason, the speculation comes with good reason. Weeks ago, the Browns modified Myles' contract, shifting the option bonus dates aimed at increasing roster flexibility this offseason. Cleveland is adamant that they're not trading their star defensive end. So why would both the player and the team agree to delay a $29.2 million payment? Our very own Dan Graziano believes that the move makes it more likely that the Browns give Garrett a pay raise rather than granting him a trade. And while that makes some sense given the pay disparity between him and Micah Parsons, Cleveland had a decade of Hall of Fame play that has resulted in a grand total of 2 playoff appearances and 1 playoff win. If you can lose with Myles Garrett, you can lose without him, especially if that means acquiring the assets needed to find a franchise quarterback. Myles Garrett, number 1 on who I want the main characters of the 2026 NFL draft to be. So there's my list. Myles Garrett, number 1. Howie Roseman, number 2. Max Crosby, number 3. Jerry Jones, number 4. Ty Simpson, number 5.
All right, awesome list. I'm fascinated by this, specifically Myles Garrett. Before I tell everybody about how to get WrestleMania on the ESPN app, I want to ask you this question.
What's up?
Should he be traded by next Thursday? Think about that answer, how you're going to answer that. And will he be traded by next Thursday? We will do that coming up. And you mentioned what Graz had to say. We will get to that as well. Raw last night, exciting. Obafemi, great promo on there. Paul